Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Still waiting? Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Raphael Tavares, talking to you from our show here, The Written Writ. A show where you and I and you take a journey together to become better writers. And you may be telling yourself, Ralph, we've talked about procrastination before. Ah, yes we have, but I felt like this needed to have a more in-depth conversation, because procrastination is one of those beasts that as a writer, or as anything in life, really gets into you and stops you from doing the things that you should be doing. And there are many forms of procrastination. The usual form is where you just procrastinate. You don't want to do it. You just put it off. It's just something that you're going to get to eventually. It's not that you hate it or whatever. Oh, well, there is that type of procrastination too. But it's not that you don't feel like doing it. It's just that it's going to get done when it gets done. Procrastination. What is the definition of procrastination, you're asking me? Well, first of all, let's hear what dictionary.com has to say.
Procrastination, or procrastination.
Well, there you go. And the definition is the act or habit of procrastinating, or putting off or delaying, especially something requiring immediate attention. That's usually the case. Now, there's another type of procrastination. It's the procrastination where we start to do other things that are keeping us from writing, that are keeping us from doing whatever we need to do. Such as life. Life gets in your way. Life gets in your face. It decides that you need to go pick up the kid from school, go to work, do all those things that life requires you to do. Now, this is life, and life should be handled the way it should be handled. But the whole thing is you should continue to write. You should make time to find a place or anything to write. The whole thing is not to let life get so overbearing that you do not write. And that can happen. For example, I have been so busy lately that I have not been able to get one of these episodes out, and it's a form of procrastination. I should get it done. And even if life is giving me whatever it's giving me, the episode should get done because it's what I want to do. And it's like I said, sometimes it's not that you don't want to do what you're doing, it's just that all these other things get in the way. The one thing I do is I always make time to write. That is something that I always do. And one of the things that you can do, even if you're not writing a story, if you're not writing anything, just write, which means write a to-do list. Write some words, put them together. Just make sure that you do some type of writing. This will keep your juices flowing. This will keep you out there thinking and working on stuff. And it also keeps you in the practice of writing. That means that if you find yourself with a little bit of time, just write something. Whether it's the to-do list, like I said, or your laundry list, or your food list, or whatever list it is, this keeps you writing. It keeps you in the act of writing. And that's what you need to do. You need to continue to find the time to write, even if life is giving you things that makes you so busy that you don't feel like you have any time to write. Because there's always time to write. There's always times to do. There is always time to do the things that you want to do, as long as you take that time to do them. And I know that life can get in the way. Believe me, I completely understand. And having depression makes that even more difficult, because there's times where the depression itself will take control and I don't want to do anything. Don't want to go to cons, don't want to write, don't want to do a goddamn thing, because it takes away the joy. It eats at it, and I don't feel like just don't want to do anything. But the whole thing is to keep moving forward, to keep pushing yourself, because this is what you like. This is what you want to do. You want to write. You want to write your story. You want to write your poems. You want to write your ideas. You want to write your journal. This is what you want to do. And the whole thing is to take what you want and do it because you want to do it. You want to get that comic book created, then create that comic book. You want to write that book, then write that book. You want to write that short story, then write that short story. Do what you need to do to get it done. Procrastination will try to get in your way, but the whole thing is to overcome it, to defeat that beast with the sword of words in one way or another. And of course, my friends, like I said, this will not be an easy task because procrastination is an incredible beast with many powers and abilities and ways to get you not to do what you need to be doing. And I wanted to come to talk about procrastination because, of course, like I just said, I've had to do my episode for a while now, and I've been procrastinating to the fact that I have so much to do that I haven't gotten it done. And I was like, well, there's an episode. We as writers, what do we do all the time? We procrastinate. Whether it is because we just are taking our time and we're not doing it, or because life is getting in our way. So do yourself a favor and just continue to write. Whether it's a list, whether it's whatever it is, just write. Continue to write. Make time to write. Make a schedule where you keep that time to write. And always do the writing that needs to be done. Well, I think that's it for procrastination, and I want you guys to take this away with you, and maybe this is what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to write why you procrastinate. It's a good way to get yourself flowing, get your ideas going. What's keeping you from writing? Why aren't you writing? These are things that are important, and as a writer, we need to battle the beast. This is Raphael Tavares signing off. Almost forgot. How can I tell you all this stuff about procrastination and not let you know one of the little things that you could do to help yourself in procrastinating? You see one of these whiteboards? If possible, you can put it somewhere in your house where you can see it. And the thing to do is to put the things that you need to get done on the board. This way, they are somewhere where you can see them. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, the whole thing is to keep it in sight, to let yourself see it so that you can go, oh, that's right, I gotta do this. So sometimes it's not that we are procrastinating, or maybe it is a form of procrastination, but it's just that we're not remembering exactly what we have in mind. It's also doable with pads and books and stuff like that, but those things can be put out of mind, out of sight. You know what I'm saying? So if you can get yourself a nice big whiteboard and you can start doing stuff like make sure to write at 1 o'clock, make sure to write once today, make sure to just write, make sure I do my to-do list, make sure that you get the point. You use the board so that you can see your ideas, so you can see what you want to do. It's also a great way to write because if it's out in the open and you can actually see your progress on your idea coming together. It's a little thing that I do to try to keep myself on track to where we're going. And with that, I will say, this is Raphael Tavares signing off. Well, there you have it, true believers. Another exciting episode of the Written Writ. So get yourself your writing schedule down packed and write that challenge I gave you of trying to figure out what is stopping you from writing. What is your procrastination? If anything, you can share it down there in the comments below, and we can chit-chat back and forth, and hey, guess what? That'll get you writing. Woo! Of course, we know you liked this episode, so give it 2 thumbs up, or 1 thumb, or whatever you're going to do on that thing, with the thummy thingy over there, and make sure to press that bell so you know when these exciting episodes of The Written Writ are coming out. Yes, tune in next time where I'll probably say something like, procrastination is misdetermination. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I would say something like that, don't you know? This is Writtenwritralf signing off.